Good morning, students. Today, in this lecture number 19, we are going to study the sentences. Yesterday, we have discussed studying in detail the phrases because our section is about clauses, phrases, and sentences. And today we are going to study in detail the section sentences. And this particular section very well highlights the sentences, its pattern, its structure, its identification, and so on. When we go through this lecture number 19, we will study the sentences section in detail. Because in the previous lecture, lecture number 18, we have studied the section phrases. And today we are going to discuss with or going to begin with sentences. This particular sentence pattern, when you go through this, we will find that there are so many types of sentences. Sentences are of many types. For example, we have exclamatory, interrogative, imperative means आज्ञार्थी, interrogative means प्रश्नार्थी, exclamatory means उद्गारवाची. Then we have simple sentence, साधे वाक्य. We have compound sentences, मिश्र वाक्य. Then we have complex sentences, affirmative sentences, and so on. There are so many types of sentences, and so when the example is given to you, you have to identify it is either a sentence or a phrase or a clause. You will be given 10 to 15 sentences or examples, and among them some are sentences, some are clauses, and some are phrases. So you have to identify the given example, given question is a sentence or a phrase or clause. You have to give the answer rightly, correctly. And so when we go, because we have so many types of these sentences, and you have to identify by this. So we will see some examples of this exclamatory sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative types, simple sentences, compound sentences, complex sentences, and we have negative, positive, affirmative. There are so many types, and we will discuss the main types of the sentences which are important, which are highlighted, and which will, in short, will be asked in exam, and you will easily attain for that. Such examples we will study in our So the sentence, we have just seen the kinds of the sentences. We have the so many, and also the simple sentences, complex. We have some examples of this, and we will see assertive sentences, declarative sentences are also of such types, and that we will discuss in detail. After this phrase, we will see the sentences. For example, we have some examples which come into which category? We simply say Ram. Ram is a teacher. He builds a house. They saw a film. I am a dancer. We ate banana. So these are some examples which are simply gives the information as a declaration. We can simply say them as a declarative sentences as well. So when you go through this, Ram is a teacher. He builds a house. He builds a house. And at the same time, when we go through this, we found that this sentence is Ram is a teacher. He builds a house. They saw a film. I am a dancer. I sing a song. We eat banana. All these are sentences which are used, made with the help of to which helping verb and is are, or with the help of the basic verbs. All these give the detailed information about the structure, information, declaration. So all these comes into the category of simple sentence. We call these sentences as simple sentences, who simply give information about the happenings, about one's identity, and so on. After this, simple sentences, we will give such examples asked in the exam. You have to write simply yes in front of the sentences, considering it as sentences, right? Then, after this, we will move to the another type of the sentence. Just to identify, go away, bring an apple for me, bring an apple for me, stay at home, get up early, complete the work, complete the how or which type of these sentences, just anybody can tell. These go away, bring an apple for me, stay at home, get up early, complete the homework, pass the start place, build the house, bring the pen, bring the lunch, clean the home, wash the clothes, start the fan, run the car, wash the car, watch the movie. All these examples start with the verbs, because all the 5 sentences start with the verbs. Go, bring, stay, get, complete. All these are the verbs. the reciprocal form, first form of the verb. So the sentences which begin with the verb are of imperative types. For the examples there, imperative sentences, Adnyativa. I, P, A, R, A, T, I. Imperative sentences are known as this. So, when you identify the sentence, you have to identify the sentences by its structure. So, imperative sentences अज्ञायतिवती हे हमेशा क्रियापदाने सुरुवात होतात. Go, write, sleep, wash, clean, bring, pass, sit, up means sit down, get up. All these sentences begins with the verb, and so these sentences are known as we are them as imperative sentences. After that, we will study the different type of sentence that you identify by its structure. What is the price of this car? We have given here exclamatory sense. What is the price of this car? So the sentences begins with what, how, when, where. These are the WH questions. Even along with or begin with to be's also we can form the questions. So what is the price of this car is we have to identify the X. Which one? Interrogative question mark. Interrogative sentence with the help of question mark or interrogative sense. What is the price of this car? How old is he? Anybody can tell me how old is he? When did you saw the film? तुम्ही हा फिल्म कधी बघितला? When did you saw the film? Or we can simply make where are you going? When did you saw the film? Where are you going? How old is he or how old are they? Or what is the price of this car? These are some examples which are some information, and these are the examples of interrogative type or interrogative sentences. And such interrogative sentences you have to identify by the question mark and the same time by the content of the sentences which from it begin. After these interrogative sentences and its detailed study along with examples, we will move to the another type or kind of sentences that you have to study. After this, simple sentences, imperative sentences, and this third one, interrogative sentences, we will move to the exclamatory sentences. We will move to the exclamatory means udgara. Exclamatory sentences. उद्गारवाचक. And most of the time, these sentences of exclamatory we identify by its mark, exclamatory mark, like the interrogative mark. For example, what a lovely flower it is. This is the mark. What a lovely flower it is means when we make it in simple sentence, we simply say it is a lovely flower. And the same sentence, when we convert into the exclamatory, we convert this like this. What a lovely flower it is. What a lovely flower or what a beautiful flower it is. Again, we will study such examples like that. How pretty it is. It is Surit Aditya. How pretty or how beautiful it is. How pretty it is. It is Surit Aditya. What a beautiful palace it is, or what a beautiful house. Palace, or we can simply say, what a beautiful house it is, or what a beautiful palace it is, or it is a beautiful palace. We can simply turn the sentences. So, what a lovely flower, what a beautiful house, what a pretty flower, or how pretty it is means the scenario, the natural scenario we call. Again, when we study these exclamatory sentences, we simply begin with these sentences with the help of what or how means to show its sense. How lovely flower, what a beautiful flower, what a, we can simply say, what a beautiful car, what a beautiful mobile it is, what a beautiful scenario. Like this, we have to identify these exclamatory sentences with the help of this exclamatory mark, which is very simple and easy for our understanding. So these are some examples of these exclamatory types, and when in the exam or in such exams, in the exam is asked, you have to simply mention that this is a sentence and this is example of exclamatory sentence, which is easy for identification by its interrogative mark. Friends, we can simply say what a beautiful house, what a beautiful bracelet, what a pretty car it is, what a lovely scenario it is. That way we can simply make the sentence. After this, we will see some examples of component complex sentences. It was raining and we went shopping. And we went for shopping. It was raining and we went shopping. We went shopping. This is the example of compound sentences. Means two sentences are attached together, means with the help of this a. Again, we will see one example. Saila asked Anil to stay for lunch. Saila asked Anil to stay for lunch, but he left. सैलानी अनिलला लंच करण्यासाठी सांगितलं, थांबण्यास सांगितलं लंच करण्यासाठी, परंतु तो निघून गेला. बट ही लेफ्ट मीन्स विथ द हेल्प ऑफ दिस वर्ड ए वी कॅन फॉर्म द सेंटेन्सेस ऑफ कंपाउंड, or with the help of or we can form the sentences, or and but, because all this we can say the words we can use to form the sentences. Means two sentences are used and the second one is attached or begin with the, we can say, conjunction. For example, Jyoti went to Chandigarh and worked as a librarian. Kiran and Usha read the book, but they did not like it. Means but, or, and, a, these are some conjunctions we use for to make the compound sentences. And we have some examples of these compound and complex or complex sentences. Also we have one or two examples of this type. We will see the types of complex. For example, the man who lives next door, is my friend's brother-in-law. Is my friend's brother-in-law. These are some examples of complex type which compound means एखाद्या शब्दाने जोडलेले असणारे आणि कॉम्प्लेक्स ज्याच्यामध्ये थोडी कन्फ्युजन किंवा डिटेल किंवा मोर आयडियाज डिस्कस केलेले असते. द मॅन हू लिव्स नेक्स्ट डोर इज माय फ्रेंड्स. द मॅन हू केम विथ मी, द मॅन हू केम विथ मी इज माय फ्रेंड्स ब्रदर. Or the man who is walking with me is my father's brother or my father's friend. This way we can form the compound sentences. So dear students, with this I stop here. In the next lecture, lecture number 20, we will discuss the clauses. With this I stop here. Thank you very much.